Bust it. All right, it's Gskee back with another episode, and I got the sweet, sexy Savage in the building. How you feeling?
I feel awesome. How are you?
I'm decent, man. So, like I said, Chicago treating you right?
I love Chicago. They treat me right every single time. I have so much family and like real friends here. I just feel like at home every single time I come.
Definitely. So, right here on our station, we've been spinning the record crazy. We've been going crazy with that record. They love it out here.
Thank you.
And we definitely can't wait for this album to drop.
Thank you.
So, like, I know you released a few singles besides that one, and I will say I'm catching the sweet, sexy, savage vibe that you putting out.
Good. You feeling it? You following it?
Yeah,
Awesome.
definitely with the do you dirty. That's the savage side, right?
Definitely.
So, right, what was your creativity behind this album?
I think it was just kind of. I used to be, I think a lot of women, because we're always put into these boxes of like what kind of women we should be or what kind of women there are. And here's this type of woman, here's this type of woman, that we end up suppressing part of our personality because we're scared. You know what I mean? Like, because we're scared we're going to be thrown into another category of women. And for me, it was just realizing, like, you know, like sometimes I can be extremely sweet. I can also be savage. I can also be savage while being nurturing. I can also be compassionate, be aggressive, handle my business, but also, you know, just all these things at the same time when we're taught and kind of told that we have to be one type of way. So I think it was just accepting all that and kind of, you know, really making sure that I accepted it myself before I, like, you know, try to get other girls to do it. So
True. I definitely been paying attention to the videos, these visuals that you've been putting out.
Thank you.
For distraction. Oh my goodness, distraction.
Thank you.
I will say that's the sexy song that I noticed that you put out. So I'm seeing the different vibes that you drop with each single. And you pretty big on dancing, I see.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I know I read somewhere that you went to the dancing school of arts.
Yeah, I was in performing arts school from like 6th grade to like 10th, and I was only in dancing in 6th grade, but it's because I'd been dancing up to that point, and then I was like, cool, I'm gonna go, you know, try to enter professionally, because at some point I wanted to go to college for ballet. Right. And then I got a knee injury when I was in the 6th grade, and I could no longer dance. So I had to figure out what I was going to do, and I was already enrolled in the school. So as terrified as I was, I just auditioned for the singing section of the school one day. And they were just like, whoa, like, we can nurture this. Like, you know, we're glad to have you here. And they just really helped me, like, find my voice when I was really primarily all about movement. So
True. So, like, being originally a dancer, is that something you favor more? Like, do you battle between singing and dancing?
I don't even think it's a battle anymore. I think I used to really struggle with how to marry both. But I think once you realize it's all just letting your body and your mind and your soul kind of be free in the way that it wants to, it marries itself. So I think singers, like, for example, like Lorde, you know what I mean? How she moves when she's performing is it's all just expression. It's all just getting out what she's feeling. And so it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, she's definitely a unique artist as well.
Definitely.
So with, like, this new album, Sweet Sexy Savage, is it kind of like, I'm sure you get this question a lot, a play on words or kind of like a tribute to TLC's Crazy Sexy Cool?
At first, it really had nothing to do with it, and then it clicked. You know what I mean? Literally, like 5 minutes after we thought of the title, and it was only because I couldn't figure out how the songs fit together. Like, I was like, I have all these completely opposite songs. Like, it's a little sexy, it's also a little savage, but it's also, like, very, very sweet, which is classically me. And then my manager was like, whoa, like, clearly that could be a title, Sweet Sexy Savage. And I was like, okay, well, what about Crazy Sexy Cool? And we all just, like, dove into the topic of how, like, TLC kind of separated themselves. It was like one was crazy, one was sexy, and one was cool. But to me, what made them so dope was all three of them were all the above. And it taught us little girls that all of us were crazy, sexy, and cool. True. And so to me, it's like, it's reiterating the same thing, that women are just so many things at one time, and that is beautiful.
True. So with this album, do you have a go-to song, like one of your favorites off of it yet?
Yeah, I think as far as, like, when I want to turn up and, like, have fun with it, and, like, what I turn on in the car is a song called Get Like.
Okay.
Which is about, like, kind of, you're the only one that I get like this for. And I think, like, what guy doesn't want to hear that from their girl? Like, dang, I'm the only one, you know what I mean? And a lot of us struggle with, you know, kind of being the shy girl and not knowing how to step into that world of, like, opening up to somebody, especially intimately. So I think that one's a lot of fun. It's just super fun and it's happy and it's bouncy. It has a nice bounce to it. So I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Like, this is one of those, based off the songs I've heard so far, it's like, you know how your girl will play some music. And it's like, you don't really want to vibe with it, but it's like, you start to sing it because it's catchy. You ain't got no choice but to rock with it.
Thank
You know what I'm
you.
saying? So it's like, fellas, you ain't gonna have no choice but to rock with this, man. It's like,
Yay.
you gotta keep separate, different music. You can't just turn up all the time. You gotta have something for the ladies, you feel me?
Exactly. I appreciate that.
Definitely. So another question that I want to say is, with this new album, what is something that you want to show the world with your music? Like, what is something that you want to put out there, like your message?
I think just that it's okay to have your own lane and to follow your heart, and that whatever music you want to make, it's okay to do that. I was told this entire year, like, you're kind of like falling into the background. You need to kind of like put out one of those radio records because we need you to like push that, and we need you to do this, and we need you to do this, and we might need you to get a little sexier. We might need to change up your style. And I think I'm proving that I've been nothing but myself, and it's been consistent. I've been able to continue moving up even though it's slow and it's natural and it's like not immediate, but that I'm still doing it being 100% myself, and I haven't had to change who I am as a person to do that. And I think it's important that young girls know that they don't have to conform to one idea of beauty or one idea of successful or one idea of womanhood to be whatever they want to be. So that's that's what I'm pushing with this.
Definitely. I'm on the board for it. We are rocking with it. And I want to say, I'm jealous as hell of that distraction video. I'm jealous, man, that whoever that dude is that's in there dancing with you, I'm salty. Like, I'm salty as hell, man.
He's
I
one
used
of
to
my
watch
best
music
friends.
videos. I used to watch music videos and be like, I want to be one of them niggas dancing. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just for that reason, because they get to be all on the artist. I'm jealous. Right now, I want to say this is some of my fun parts of my interviews. You got a lot of tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something what is your most tattoo that means the most to you?
I have a bunch of tattoos that mean the most to me. They mean a lot to me in general, but I have this little one on my hand that says La Dreamer. And basically, I was in a group home a little bit outside of Los Angeles for a second, and I met this little girl, and she had been through the works. Like, family came over from, crossing the border illegally. She had to go through all that struggle at being very young, had been through sexual abuse and had to, deal with all that by herself, deal with an abortion herself, deal with, what I mean? All types of things like that. And yet every day when she woke me up in the group home, it was, well, what are we going to do today? Let's have a great day. Like, it doesn't suck that we're here. We have food and we have this and everything's awesome. And it was just like, damn, you're so inspiring. Like, that's ridiculously amazing for someone so young, like 15 years old, to be able to have gone through that much and wake up every day and try to encourage everyone else in the group home with her. So I just never forgot her. And it just reminds me all the time just to just be grateful and be thankful and things like that. And I reconnected with her recently, and it's just been so dope. She's in like regular high school now, and like she's like stepping into her womanhood, like doing her makeup, and like it's just awesome. She's growing up, so
That's
cute.
definitely dope. Hell yeah. Another thing is, this part is actually brought to you by Sneaker Miyagi. Your fashion is different as hell.
Thank you.
Like, you really are a Cali chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all style is different, and if it was like one shoe you could wear every day, what would that shoe be?
Based on comfortability or style?
Well, which would you prefer, comfortable or style?
I think comfortability. I think the Adidas Boosts
The Adidas
are
Boosts.
probably the most comfortable shoe I have ever worn in my entire life. Like, they feel like you're literally like walking on clouds. But if it was coming to style wise, I'd probably say like the Bread ones, because I'm just classic, and regular, like the other basketball shoes are like a little too bouncy for me, and like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm literally like walking on like
Like
little
LeBrons and
trampolines.
shit.
Yeah, things like that. So I think I'm just a classic. I like Jordan 1s. So
All right, I'll rock with that. Rock with the Jordan movement. This part, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and you can just pick one, okay? Jill Scott, Lauryn Hill, or Erykah Badu?
oh my goodness, that's hard. Okay, I would say Lauren, but she only has one album. So I'd be listening to one album forever. I might say Jill Scott because she's kind of like that perfect in-between of maybe both of their worlds. Like, she can give you the hard, like, hate on me, hater, you know, that song, like the hard, aggressive, like, powerful woman, this. She has the really out-of-pocket, nasty sex songs that she slips in there because she's a sexual being. And then she has, like, the super smooth jams that you want to listen to in the morning, you know, things like that. So I think she's just very well-rounded, and she has a very big discography, and I don't know. I love Jill Scott.
So Jill Scott.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Next is, I know you in that distraction video, you smoking. Good. So I want to know, raw papers, blunts, or bowl?
I was smoking backwards since like 9th or 10th grade, and it's just not cool. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm actually 2 or 3 weeks sober of
Really?
not smoking weed or drinking hard alcohol because I'm preparing for a major tour. But if I was going to suggest anything to people, it would be, you know, raw papers. Just because it's the healthiest way of smoking. Get high, but, like, realize that all of it does affect your body long term. And I'm a very big advocate for smoking weed and, you know, what it can do for you on the health tip. But if you're going to do it for the health reasons, also be mindful to stay healthy as you're doing it, you know?
True.
Get some cardio, run a little bit, like, drink a lot of water. Like, weed dehydrates the hell out of you. Like, do all that at the same time and be a healthy smoker and just realize we have long lives to live and all this is fun and great and we're young, but we have so much longer to go and we just don't want to be regretful when we're older. So
True. Facts. And the last, ketchup, hot sauce, barbecue.
hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
For sure. I put hot sauce on everything.
Put that shit on everything.
Exactly. I rarely use barbecue. And what was the other one? Ketchup?
Ketchup.
Only on fries. I'm not like a ketchup person.
I don't like ketchup either, man.
I'm like sriracha on everything or Tabasco on everything.
I definitely feel that, man. Sweet Sexy Savage hits this Friday, right?
Yes, 3 more days.
Man, you excited?
I'm so amped. I think as artists, we work on a project for so long that eventually we just get into this like, oh my God, this must suck. We've been listening to it over and over and over and over and over again. I'm so tired of it. I never want to hear it again. And I don't even know how people are going to feel. We're so anxious. And then now I'm in like the week of where it's like, oh my God, people are starting to listen to it early and I'm getting the feedback and I'm getting like reviews from blogs and I'm getting like, you know, people excited about the countdown. So I think my excitement level is definitely back up at its peak. So
yeah, definitely 12 million views on like 2 of those songs actually. What was Distraction? It was another one, The Crazy. And Do You Dirty got 1 million in like 12 days. Like, you know people support.
It was pretty crazy. Distraction got 1 million views per day for the first week, which was actually insane. I think Gangsta is at 100 million views.
Okay.
Which is just so dope. You know what I mean? Just to know that so many people care enough to like tune in and watch things multiple times and leave comments and just things like that. It's just people don't have to take the time out of their day to do all that, and they do. So it's a blessing.
Cool. This was one question I forgot to ask. It's about features, man. You can do a lot of features, man. The Belly song, You. I like that song, Table, that you got.
Thank you.
It's some dope music coming from you, man. I'm excited, so I can't wait for this album to drop.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Definitely, man. So you can tell everybody where it's, pre-order, where we can find you at. I know you got the show May 7th.
Yes.
In Chicago.
Make sure we sell this thing out, guys.
Definitely.
Grab those tickets. I think so.
I'm not sure exactly where it's at. I just saw this.
So many places I literally cannot keep track, but I definitely know that my Chicago show is always crazy. On my social media is at Kehlani. That's Kehlani, as much as it sounds like it's not. KehlaniMusic.com is my website. YouTube.com/KehlaniMusic. And you can get the pre-order on iTunes, Spotify, kind of all platforms there are for music. It's out now, and it officially drops, everywhere on Friday. So I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, man. You already know what it is, man. Go get that. Turn up. I appreciate it.